All right, so I'm a bit of a copycat. I know the shout out to the Scooter Heavy Mech. Really enjoy his videos, and I'm kind of following his footsteps a little bit. But since you guys liked and subscribed and stuff like that, I really appreciate all the kind words and stuff like that. I really work hard at trying to keep this truck nice. You know, because basically it's my truck. It just doesn't I just don't own it. So, but I treat it as my own. So maybe a little bit more of an in-depth tour this time around. That way you guys can get a little bit of a better idea of like some of the tools that I use, as well as you know, if you're curious about what I use. I did a little more reorganizing too, so maybe give you some ideas and whatnot. So for those of you who did see my other video, you might notice some different things, but we'll kick this off. So right here, it's not necessarily my most used tools, but I know these two adjustable wrenches are my most used. But I put these up, the small or the stubby metric 7/16 to inch. I don't even remember where I got them. I think they might be, they might be, well, it says China, that's about it. Probably Pittsburgh or something like that. But, and then I put like my universal joints and extensions and stuff like that kind of up here where they won't get lost in a drawer. So, and then I got some magnetic test leads. These are snap-on. I think I showed the part number in the last video, but in case I didn't, right there it is if you're interested. They have a 3/8 and a half, one of these. I don't have anything on the top right now, but, and then these magnets, the company, or more or less, I don't know, it's all personal preference, but they didn't really want us drilling into the truck. I don't know, and I got mixed emotions about that. But anyway, these are nice. They hold the tools real well. I mean, you can see how they snap on there. Magnetic test leads, I had to get a set of them because I had a 3 set and they wore out. But I'll show you up top here, and I'm gonna try and do a little more in depth so you guys can see exactly. So for some of you who aren't familiar with the mechanic world or are interested in getting into it, it says cooling system tester. This is from Snap-on. I think that's the part number for that. This is an older one, but I like it. It's simple, but it works. Just has your typical radiator connections in there. Cap connections, I should say. And then my little die grinder and cutoff wheel kit, little toolbox. Oops. Sorry for the shaky video, I apologize in advance. Just my die grinder. I have a Snap-on die grinder, a right angle air drill. That's come in handy a couple times. I like that. And Blue Point cutoff wheel. And a couple. And I have a little straight guy in here. Some of these I bought used just because, well, they were on the truck and hell, they were cheap. Some deburring. This little cheap little toolbox. I threw this kit together. Kind of makes it nice. And then my angle grinder and sanding stuff. Oops. There's some extra pieces for this thing. Some pads, and I got a cute little 3/8 air ratchet. I never really used it, but that's a Blue Point I picked up. A cheap little grab deal off of the Snap-on truck. This is an IR. This is a little tough little bastard. It works good too. There's that little kit. And then you guys, like I said, I know I'm doing a lot of repeats here, but just to get a little more in depth for you guys. It's a fluke. And then I got all my leads and stuff in here. And then this is a terminal cleaner. That's by, I think it's OTC, maybe? Nope, IPA Tools. I'm gonna slide that in there with my little electrical stuff. I got this case at Harbor Freight. That's a nice solid case. I like storing my multimeter in there to protect it, keep it safe. And then got side grabbers for batteries, the top hooks for the batteries. This is a smaller version, 76 piece tap and die. Right there's the part number, snap on. And it's got most of your common sizes and stuff. It works good. I like it. Thankfully, I don't have to use it too often. That's not ever good whenever you have to break out one of these things. And then this is an older, larger set. God. I got this off the Snap-on truck. There's an older fella that passed away, and his wife didn't know what to do with the stuff. So she put on consignment for him, and I got a hold of a couple of nice little sweet deals. I don't even know if that part number's any good anymore, but I'll put that guy back. Sorry, I'm trying to keep all my stuff organized. It's like playing Tetris here. Ouch. By the way, this is a nap-eyed body. It's 11 foot. As you can see, no crane. I'll tell you what, I wish I had it. I wish I had a crane in the worst kind of way. There's times where it's come in handy. It could have come in handy so many times, but I guess I'm young enough. My back will be shot for too long, but I guess they figure I'm young enough yet where I still got a couple good years left in me till I'm rendered useless. Sorry about the shaking in the video. And then I got a Matco magnetic tray. This is I just picked this up today. This is an adapter. It's actually pretty handy to have because most of it's for the reusable self-sealing cans. Freaking just started getting them things in, and they're a pain in the ass. So the regular puncture tool on your end doesn't work very well. This is a kneeling pad I got from Snap-on. These guys, I don't think I showed you a lot of this stuff, but this thing, it's got a pretty strong magnet on it. I mean, it pulls on that door, and that door is pretty heavy, so it picks up quite a bit of stuff. I like that. Go around corners and get down in stuff deep. These are just my go-to books. Just real quick reference. I got some John Deere stuff in there, JLG, Volvo. Just stuff where I know like common code lists and stuff like that. I don't have to bust out a computer or anything like that. It takes a hell of a lot longer for me to boot that thing up than it does just for me to flip open a couple pages. And I'm kind of old school. I like the paper anyways, but I know we're in new technology. But this relay tester is from ES Tools. This thing saved my ass plenty of times. Relay Buddy. Different adapters. That thing works good. Anybody who Anybody who does anything mechanical, that thing's great to have. I'm sure there's something better out there. If you guys find something, or there's something a little more easier to operate, or goes in depth for a little bit further, let me know. I'm curious. I'm always interested in people's ideas. This I got from Harbor Freight. Low profile wrenches. Goes clean up to from, looks like 20 all the way up to 36. I've used these a couple times. Hydraulic lines, hard to reach places. It's a cheap ass kit. Definitely tell it's a cheap ass case, but it's nice. I like them. They're really, really handy. Sorry, I'm gonna set this down for a minute. I apologize. Okay, back to it. Got some service stickers, some random stuff, Deutsch disconnector tools. This is a JLG. This is for like your JLG windows. They have little tabs. Shit, I think that one's broke. I'm going to have to get a new one of them. That's to tighten up the tabs on the windows. Oh, there's another one. Good. Okay. O-ring picks, markers, stuff like that. Just odds and ends. And then my sad-looking screwdriver drawer, but I know where everything is, and all my screwdrivers go in there. Phillips and flathead, a couple scrapers. And then this one, I have some Pittsburgh long reach hex bits. That's metric and standard 3/8. And I got a whole slew of Allen wrenches, just in case. 10-piece extractor drill set. Sorry, once again, I'm really having a rough time, but that works good. Those are great to have around. They have left-handed drill bits. I'm sorry, not left-handed drill bit. Yeah, they are left-hand cobalt drill bits. Got some old school Blue Point drill bits, tap sockets. These things are great too. I've used these a lot of times. It beats the hell out of putting that T-handle on there and the other awkward ass thing. They fit. They work good. Like I said, I don't use them too often because I don't try not to use them too often, let me put it that way. And I got some bolt extractors. These are snap-on too. There's the part number. BEX13 Alpha. These come in handy too. They're definitely a must-have. Get those rounded bolt heads off. I got some star bits down there. Those are snap-on. Extractors. These guys. Haven't used them yet. I'm really. There's gonna come a day, but again, thankfully I haven't had to. Okay, metric wrenches. I got some odds and ends here. These are Tecton. I have from 22 all the way down to 8 mil. These are cheap wrenches, but boy, they're not cheap as far as quality. They're good quality. I like them. But the price, they're really, really well priced. I mean, I can't. Then I got some larger ones that goes up to 24 on that side. And then some other odds and ends. These are snap-on wide jaw adjustables. They come in handy in some tight spots where you can't get a regular wrench. And these things are little. I got a little bit larger one too. And some line wrenches, different brands. That's courtesy of the U.S. government. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Then I have a 26 mil Pittsburgh. I have this max set of ratcheting wrenches, which I really like, the Precision Torque series. They feel really good, and they've always really given me good luck. And so I bought these separate, and I think I'll show you in there. I think I go up to like from 20 to 32. And then the Tecton standard size from inch all the way down to 1/4 inch. Again, I think I bought these in a set. I can't remember where I got them from, but they're really nice wrenches, and especially for me to have them in the field. I don't have to spend $1 million and put Snap-on on there. It makes me feel a little bit better, even if I lost one, which I hate. This is my electrical junk drawer. Got a 12, 24 volt test light, remote starter, some terminal cleaners, some wire, emery cloth. This is actually a... Sorry, the dog is out here. Go get it, Frank. This is actually I forget what the gas is called that it tests for, but it's supposed to, we go on a lot of well pads and stuff, and I found this in a machine, and I thought, man, it's kind of cool to have in case it tests for, I forget what the gas is called. Maybe you guys will know what I'm talking about. But anyways, some guys are required to carry that. I don't. I just found it and thought, well, that'd be kind of neat to have around. JLG analyzer, whacker, trench roller tool. This thing's kind of cool. They don't work with shit most of the time, but when they do, they're kind of neat. This is, I need to charge this one with butane, but looks like a just regular lighter thing. I think I picked up 2 of these for $10. CarQuest has them. And then, so I got some adapters here. They go from 1/4 to 3/8, 3/8 to 1/4, 3/8 to half, half to 3/8, and half to, these are SK actually. I think I got these off the internet. I like SK stuff. Don't have a dealer around here, but I really wish we did that. They have some nice tools, but I try to get some of their stuff. I mean, it can't be warranted. I don't know who warranties that stuff, but still like to have it around. These are Blue Point 3/8, 12 point long, or deep well, I'm sorry. 6 all the way up to 19, and then the standard size is, I think that's 50, what is that, 15? And that's inch. It goes up to inch from, ooh. So forgive me, I am the worst at figuring out sizes. 1/4 inch to inch, which is, I've had those for a long time. 12 point, they work pretty good. I like having them around. These are all Snap-on sockets. I decided to treat myself to a nice set of 3/8 sockets, chrome. These are the Snap-on rails too. They're pretty strong. Twist, unlock, twist, lock. 1/4 inch, inch to inch. Same thing, metric, 8 to 21. And then these are just my odds and end 1/4 inch stuff I found. Put it on a nice little rail. Of course, I think every mechanic ought to have a Snap-on ratchet. These are great. They're just really good. I mean, some things you just want to spend some money on. And that's the long flex head. I always get the push button, because if you don't, if your hands are the least bit greasy to try and get a socket off, it's the worst. Easy red extendable. Ratchet, that's 1/4 inch Snap-on ratchet. Random ass 3/8 extension. This is a 3/8 extendable. You can get them at Harbor Freight too, but they were on the truck and they were a good deal. 1/4 inch socket set by Williams. I think I bought this off the internet for like, I don't know, $30. I use this thing all the time. 14. It has just your odds and ends for 1/4 inch. I like it. I use it a lot. Then Pittsburgh crow's feet, 3/4 down to oops, I'm sorry, 3/4 down to 3/8, and then 19 down to 10. Skips a few. That's Harbor Freight. That's how they do it. Why, I don't know, but this is what they do. This is my my plier drawer. It's a little messy, but I try my best to try and keep this organized. I've been doing a little reorganization, but having it in a service truck is a pain in the ass. Just trying to keep stuff nice. These are the precision torque wrenches I was talking about, ratcheting, reversible. Live and die by these things. I grab them anywhere, and I like the little case they come in. And I've only broken a handful, so I'm pretty abusive with them. This one I upgraded. It used to go up to only 3/4, and I got 7/8. That's all the way 1/4 inch all the way up to 15/16. So I upgraded a little bit there. These are even these wire strippers. I bought these probably 7 years ago, and they work great. Just something about them, they work a little bit better than the Irwin brand or any other brand. They're a Mac brand. I like them. Hose pinch pliers, they're starting to get weak. Use them quite a bit. This is a rotating, flexible set of constant tension hose clamp pliers. Got them off the cornhole truck. They work pretty good. They're kind of a pain in the ass, but those constant tension hose clamps suck. They're finger pinchers. They'll fly everywhere. You'll lose them. So those lock. They lock, and then you can just slide it off place. Here's my 1/2 inch drawer. I got the Bad Daddy 1/2 inch Impact Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee stuff. Other people have their own opinions, and they're entitled to it, but I like the Milwaukee stuff. I always have. So I have the 1/2 inch, I have the 3/8 M12, 1/2 inch M18, the M18 drill, M18 3/8, and then the M12 3/8 ratchet. And I have some. So this is some old school, like I told you on that old man that passed away, and his wife put the tools out for consignment. I got these. They're pretty nice. I like these too. They're old school stuff. That's 1/16", and then they'll go clean up to 1.5". Chrome, but they were a good price. And then I have some 1/2 inch impacts, deep well, 1/2 inch impact shallows, standard metric, some chrome sockets, some big snap-on metric 12.32. I think these, and then some of them are off-brand. They go down to 21. Those impacts, this is snap-on, that's snap-on, that's snap-on. This is Harbor Freight, I think, the deep well chrome 6-point, and that's snap-on, that's snap-on. Got some snap-on here, some other odds and ends. I don't need to have anything matching. I like to have matching, but hey, it works. And then here's my Pittsburgh extendable 1/2 inch ratchet. That thing works freaking great. I had the balls kicked. That thing gets the balls kicked out of it all the time. And my master set with some Magic Volvo keys, some John Deere cat. Got that all in there. Okay. And then here's my hammer drawer. Got these big old C-clamps off my grandfather after he passed away. I don't know, he had them in some sort of oil or something. I don't know what the coating was, but I washed it off and the freaking things look like brand new. I don't know if it was like pig fat or whatever it was, but I mean, those things, I mean, I can't tell you how old they are, but they're old enough. Dead blow, regular hammer in case I want to do some framework, some framing of a house or something like that. Wilton 6 pound, Wilton's 4 pound. A couple pipe wrenches, some snap-on bars. I got my dead blows, yeah, listen to me. Punches and chisels, those are snap-on. This thing is a must-have. When you get punches and chisels, you gotta have one of these things so you save your fingers. God almighty, I smashed my thumb one day and I wasn't using it. You know, I got one. These are adjustable ladies slippers, crow's feet, whatever the hell you want to call them. Those are snap-on. And over here, those are my spare parts. I got O-rings and electrical stuff. That's nothing really serious. Infrared thermometer, Blue Point with the analog style. Some random ass stuff from D-Wall. Now, some of these I'm not going to pull out unless you guys specifically request me to, but GLG hydraulic pressure tester, pressure gauge kit. This is my power probe. For those of you who haven't seen one, it comes in handy. It's just a simple power probe like the one. Rivet gun, my long Torx, Allen sockets. I got a bunch of hydraulic fittings back in there, some pressure gauges, flat face, those guys. And down in here I got my Milwaukee, oh my God. Got my Milwaukee reciprocating saw or sawzall. Got a Makita grinder, a heat gun. This is a mini torch kit from Power Probe. Has all the stuff you need. Master O-ring kit. It comes with flat face, Boss, standard O-rings. That's a huge kit. I haven't had to break that out yet, but I will someday. And then this is a Volvo Master O-ring kit. That's specific to Volvo. Got that from Rudd. My handy dandy Pittsburgh 1/2-inch torque wrench, so I don't have to bust out my nice, I try to keep that freaking thing nice, but my nice digital snap-on torque wrench. Sorry for the text messages coming through. Sawzall blades. These are Napa 1/2-inch impact sockets. This is a nice kit here. This is heavy too. This is standard. I forget where I got this off. I think a guy I worked with. Goes 1.5 deeps all the way down to 3/8 U-joint, and 3/8 stubbies. 3/8 all the way up to 1.5 as well. Nice heavy kit. I'm a big fan of nice kits that come with a lot of stuff. This is, well, a rolling rod thing, but I don't keep rolling rods in it. This is my little storage for my zip ties. Kind of keeps them clean in one place. I built this the other day. These are my big wrenches, and there's a 2-inch back here. Goes all the way down to, I think, what do I have in here? 1.1/8, and then these are the ratcheting wrenches I was telling you about, the precision torque. That's 24. Oh, and that goes to like 32. Yeah, there's a 32 run right there. That's a big girl. That is big. Give you an idea how big that is. I really like the precision torque so much that I wanted to get this set like that. I have my big bad adjustable. Sorry, I'm gonna throw the ball for the dog again. I apologize. Give you guys a little entertainment. And I built that rack right there. It's pretty homely looking, but it keeps the wrenches upright and in their respective locations. And this is my impact driver from Milwaukee. I use that to keep this stuff kind of separated. I don't want to, I told you I'd go in depth, but God almighty. Hydraulic caps and plugs, flat face and JIC. I keep some of my small hardware and my little odds and ends bolts, and then I have my regular SAE metric right out of the bolt bins. Just spare parts, pipe dope, GFCIs, just odds and ends, keep things kind of nicely organized. I'm pretty proud of this one. They're my electrical connectors and my fuses. Use these quite a bit. So I just have some odds and ends in here and stuff I need. Use quite a bit. And then my spare parts, JLG parts. Again, my phone's blowing up, so I apologize. That is a gas-powered air compressor. It's got a big Honda on it. All right, in here, got some ice cleats per requirement for the oil field, or gas field, whatever you want to call it. Got all my Milwaukee batteries, my charger. My hose reel's in here. I built this little shelf to keep it safe. Air gauge, and I got this truck from the factory, body factory. They got this thing wired up like a house, so I really enjoy that. Got my spotlight in there, pressure regulator for the air compressor. This guy, there's a guy I work with that uses this thing all the time, and I'll tell you what, this is a bad mamma jamma right here. Extendable ladies slipper or foot or whatever you want to call it. And that head does adjust too. Got my pintle hitch here. These two bars I use right here these are old fork pins off of a telehandler. I believe they're 2.5 inch. I use those. I stick when I do tracks on skid loaders and stuff like that. I stick them in there in one of the sprockets, or not the sprockets, but the rollers. And if it's kind of being a pain in the ass, I run them in there, and then you get them just far enough apart where you can stick a chain in there and whip that bitch off there. So they work pretty nice. I do have the part number for these magnets right here. I don't know it offhand, but I did give it to a guy on my last video. They are strong and they work really well, and they stay put. I slam these doors. These are slam latches, and you know, yeah, they're still there, which is nice. My hose reel. I'll go up in here. Got my spill bucket. I got that for, those guys don't like spills, so I got that to put underneath something if I have a hose I gotta take off and I can't really keep it contained. Ladder. Spill kit, buckets. My welding leads are in there with a couple spare light bulbs. That's 1540. Hydraulic oil, or I'm sorry, waste oil and hydraulic oil. Some spare hoses, some spare belts, oil drain hoses. Ground pad. It's an old floor mat out of a F-150. That's a nice pad. And just spread that thing. Is nice and big. There's my grease. I use this weed sprayer. I took the end off of it, and it works great for filling batteries on scissor lifts, well, really anything, but scissor lifts mainly. You just pump it up and fill them right in. It beats the balls out of just trying to carry a freaking jug or some bullshit around. And then I got my lay down pad here from Snap-on, foam pad. Call that my coffin in here. That's where all my lube stuff's got. Some blocks. Got a baby Miller welder generator. Got my lights in here, charger. This Snap-on light is bright as can be. I mean, look at that thing. It's got power levels too. So it's got this handle, and then you can slide it on this thing, and it will grab a hold and stay wherever you're working. Welding mask, like I said, again, up in there. Like I said, this thing's wired like a house. Jesus, I got freaking plugs all over the place. There's 2 in the truck too. Some pig mats, gloves, my load tester, got my battery, specific gravity tester, got a little sucker tube right there, hand washing mats, some spare washer fluid, got some straps, some spare 1540 back in there, a little trash bucket. And then this is where all the magic happens. Got, this is, I think, Case and Cabelco fuel filter wrench. The regular oil filter strap wrenches. Got the bigger set from Blue Point there. They come in handy, especially your bigger track hose and stuff. Snap-on strap wrench. This is grease. This is motor oil. Hydraulic oil, and my waste oil, a vacuum, a sucker. I like this gun. This is automatic. You just pull the trigger and keep on trucking. Got my grease in there. There's a couple different odds and ends of fittings and different things for different types of equipment. There's all my aerosols. I got some WD-40 in there, some duct tape. You gotta have the duct tape and WD-40. If you can't fix it with that, you might as well not even work on it. There's my filter bucket. I got some antifreeze in there, a spare gallon jug of motor oil. And then here is my filters. Right there's the inverter. That is a 3,000 watt inverter. That's a bit overkill, but hey, it works. Good heavy jumper cables. Those are, I forget what the guy called them, but they plug, I got a plug at the front of the truck for them. Road flares, all my filters and extra stuff like that. Got some coveralls, my rain gear, muck boots, Milwaukee vacuum. That's a nice thing to have. I like that. Best thing, Milwaukee has so much cool shit, it's unbelievable. You go broke just trying to catch up and buy all this stuff. Oh, and I almost forgot, Forma funnel. This thing's great. I like it. It's perfect for keeping messes out. Get you one of them. Change oil, hard to reach spot. Don't want to make a mess, get a Forma funnel. I was cleaning the truck a little bit today, so I decided to make a video, but truck's had seat covers on it since new. There's my hard hat. Try to keep it nice. I really try. Behind the seat, got my coat, Snap-on code reader for those just in case moments. Where we go, a lot of places, sometimes radio reception's poor. So I got myself XM. Best thing I ever bought. I love that. Love that to death. No commercials. Just music. Some odds and ends, a little first aid kit in there. I'm comfortable. I like it. I like it a lot. Wish the truck had a crane, but it'll do for now. It'll do for now. Hey, if you guys like this video, don't be afraid to subscribe. I'm gonna try and make some more interesting videos. It's hard because where I'm working, most people aren't cool with, you know, video recording and stuff like that. So I'll try and keep you guys up to date. If you have any questions, oh, sorry, I skipped over that. I got a Milwaukee grease gun back in there. That's almost brand new. Love that thing. Even though I have grease on the truck, sometimes it's nice, just easy just to grab the gun and go. Like I said again, if you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I know my videos aren't like most of these other YouTubers are putting videos up every day, but I try. Oh, let me show you the jumper cable hookup real quick. Right there. So glad that they gave me one of them. So glad. Nice heavy jumper cables. This truck has dual alternators on it. It'll jumpstart most anything. I've had very, very few things I can't jumpstart with this truck. And yes, I have jump-started 24-volt systems before. I'm not going to get into it, but it works. So we'll leave it at that. But again, for the third time, if you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to message me and say, hey, you know, what's this? Or how do you do that? I'd be more than glad to try and answer all you guys' comments. And oh, by the way, it is a 2017 F550 6.7 Power Stroke. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. If you want to see something specific or special, message me and I'll try and get a video going. Thanks.